With the amount of bugs present, not only across the world in general, but also present in the big release of the contest mode raid, I'm convinced Edge of Fate needed more time to iron out the issues and could have benefited from a delay in its release. Over the first half of the Desert Perpetual raid race, I popped in between Azakros and Datto from time to time. They were both stuck on the same boss for an extended period of time, so I'd wondered if the DPS checks were brutal or mechanics were incredibly demanding. But it turns out the damage was just plain broken. Proteus, or Proteus Jump Ship, on Twitter did the math, and it seems the usual power drop you get while in contest mode was more than what Bungie advertised, as comparing body shot damage and other activities at minus 25 light, just like the contest mode was supposed to be, they were getting more damage from the minus 25 than the contest mode's alleged 25. What that means is that all raid teams are dealing less damage than they should be and resulted in heartbreaking damage checks. I saw Azakros and his team miss the kill by a single thunder crash of damage on the Wyvern boss. If it turns out that everyone was indeed doing less damage than they should have been, that would have been a kill for everyone that had made it to the last 1% of health that hit immunity. I even heard from a friend watching Datto's team that the health bar was literally empty at one point, but the boss stayed alive. Then there's the issue with the rally flags. Somehow rally flags were not working. Across the entirety of people attempting contest mode, they ran into issues where 2 or more people just didn't get a resupply after touching the flag. And the only solution was a trip back to orbit. Very inconvenient for people on limited time and, needing sleep. Also learned that there was a sprint bug present where you were sprinting at walking speed, and also another need to run to orbit to fix. Also, there was that great thing about raid drops being tier 1 loot drops. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a general fan of the tiering just because of what it's been doing, but the fact that raid drops are tier 1, the lowest tier you can acquire, that is a bit insulting. Then there's the issue of the growing disabled list. I already covered this topic in another video, but for the world's first race, there was some major firepower that wasn't going to be usable for the opening 48 hours. It was just Outbreak Perfected, 30 Duration, Choir of One, and Icebreaker. But this was expanded to include Barrow Dyad, Hierarchy of Needs, and Grand Overture for exotic weapons. But they also included a variety of seasonal weapon mods, plus the disabling of all bounty and weapons leveling for combatant kills. This was to allegedly lessen the stress on the servers though. Also, Spirit of the Liar on the exotic class items were also broken and also disabled. On top of what's disabled for the raid race, there's also what Bungie disabled because they didn't want people to use the new system like they made it. Through the new portal and its associated activities, you had unlimited attempts to get whatever gear you needed to power your guardians up. Through the combo of the grappler modifier that replaced all participants' grenades with grapple grenades and speedrunning exotic missions like the Choir of One exotic mission, you could grind out gear at an amazing rate. However, Bungie did not want people using the brand new system they implemented, so they disabled both the activity for Pinnacle exotic missions and the grappler perk that made people into Spooderman. I would continue into the known issues list from last Thursday's This Week in Destiny update, but that would be an exceptionally long section. So in short, competitive is placing people in much higher ranked matches than what's appropriate, the ammo economy is wonky and needed clarification, the hit markers are not working, Vex Mythoclash is not firing in a correct rate of fire, various instances of soft locking and lockout of final shape activities, and console folks dealing with audio issues that can lead to full-on crashes. I know Bungie has never shipped a 100% clean update in the past, but before it would be a 98% clean and tidy, while now I'd put it closer to an 80% or even lower. I don't know if it's a lack in QA testing or not enough QA testing period. Either way, Bungie needs more time either ironing out the bugs or searching for more bugs in general. Speaking of which, DMG came out and straight up confessed they missed a ton of patch notes, somewhat about Warlock updates and exotic ammo backpack changes being short on specifics. They tried to say this wasn't an attempt to stealth their things and it was just a breakdown in communication, but in the limelight of all the present bugs and suddenly you go, oh, we missed a bunch of patch notes, yeah, that doesn't go over very well. Either way, Raid Day is when all eyes are on Bungie. From the creators streaming their contest runs and all the prep they put into getting ready for contest runs, to everyone watching to see whoever comes out on top, the folks looking for emblems and the guaranteed drop exotic, or just excited to see the new raid in action. If it turns out the new raid was indeed shipped too hard, in addition to all the bugs present in the brand new raid that theoretically should launch in a pristine state, it may be the best time to take a break from Destiny 2 after all. Bungie seems to be playing a game of Russian roulette and just keeps pulling that trigger when they could have walked away from the table. I really don't want to be so negative about Destiny, as it's still a franchise I love more than most, but Bungie just keeps spinning that barrel and pushing its luck. Regardless, that is all I wanted to discuss today. I would not be surprised if Desert Perpetual has the lowest clear rate of any raid, or if Bungie comes out with a second contest mode weekend after how buggy it's been. Either way, congrats to the team that pulled world's first on this truly daunting DPS sponge of a raid. My name is the Mad Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.